I've had a couple amazing employees that have given me 2-3 months notice, and understand that for many positions in our business, for us to put a really strong recruitment strategy and find a great employee, it can take us 1 to 2 months, maybe even 3 months to find the ideal person. It takes another easy 3 months to get that person up to speed. And no one's given me 6 months notice. And if they did, that would be amazing. I don't know if that's, maybe a unique situation, but I've had people that have given 2 and 3 months notice, and even have said, hey, I'm going back to school, or I'm going to be moving, and I really wanted to be open, and it's done in the right way, and there's not any way where I can change their mind. And at that stage, it's just about how do I support you? And I've been the most amazing reference for some of these people while they've actively been employed for my company. What better reference to get than your current employer? And they've also done amazing things to set me up for success, and I'll be forever grateful for it, by them being involved in the interview process, helping hire and train their successor.
Yeah.
I think it just creates a way better opportunity. And we talked about those turnover costs. 2 weeks gives me nothing. There's no way I can hire and onboard and train somebody in 2 weeks. And I feel the only reason that I only get 2 weeks notice from an employee is probably because of me, probably because they don't feel comfortable or safe, probably because they think there's going to be a negative reaction, or because they've maybe come and tried to address concerns with me in the past that I haven't realized have been real, or haven't heard what they've been saying, or been, the person that's there to listen to them. But I think it's such a critical thing. I thought it was such an amazing piece that you guys have. And I think that ties into retention. You talked about how you have a great retention rate. By being open, it gives you an opportunity when that employee comes to you to try to solve the problem and say, well, what's not working for you? One of the things you talked about is the on the right bus, but the wrong seat, right? Yeah. Where they maybe come and they go, you know what, I don't think this is right for me. My head's out. I got a foot out the door. And you go, okay, well, maybe tell us about some of those conversations.
Yeah, for sure. We've had a few of those here, and I don't want to say too much because it's always people's confidentiality and everything, sure. But cases where someone was having a hard time, they were having sort of a relationship issue with a manager, and so where they went to was I guess I have to leave or find something new. It was okay, well, how can we actually support you to maybe have a couple of conversations, and potentially we can figure out changing your reporting line, or you and your manager can resolve this challenge. Those sorts of things I think have come up a few times, where actually if you sit there and talk with someone about what they want, and what you hear is essentially, I want everything I have here except this one small thing that needs to change, often we can actually figure out how to help them have the conversations they need to have to change that one small thing. Or, there's just one part of my role that is really frustrating to me. Potentially, if you really want to retain someone, you can kind of figure out how to get some supports in place. So it helps us sort of help them figure out what conversations they might need to have. And we've also, I think, let managers know, hey, if you have someone where they are it's the right person, but we just don't think they're in the right role, then let's encourage them to come to our team. You guys have that transparent conversation. Don't do the thing where you just coach them out or put them on an improvement plan and tell them to leave. Yeah. Instead, let's figure out, we've got this great talent. Where else can they fit in this company? There might be a place. And so we've had some of those conversations where we've been able to find a new home for someone who is great, but maybe just wasn't on a team that was the best fit. And so yeah. I think those sorts of things are things TA teams should be doing, because we know the organization, we know the people, we know the hiring plans. And so I think it's really easy for us to support employees to navigate those things as well.